Hey, I've got some hard routes behind me. There's an 8C, 8C Plus and 9A, and I'm gonna do my best to give them some onsight tries. Normally I'd kind of hope to onsight 8C, 8C Plus, I can onsight a few of them, and 9A are very rarely onsighted. For these routes, I'm gonna give myself 3 lives. Each time I fall, I lose a life, so I'm gonna try and do all 3 routes within the 3 lives. It's gonna be tough. The good thing about using lives is each time I fall, I have an incentive to get to the top, so I really have to dial in on execution, which I'm trying to work quite a lot at the moment. So this exercise will hopefully help me train that, and let's see what I can do. I warmed up, I did an 8A and an AB Plus, which I foolishly didn't read, so I just about managed to onsight that, but now I'm feeling pretty warm. Let's get on with the 8C. I've had a look at the route, it looks pretty powerful. It's very steep up the middle bit, so I think I'm gonna have to be conscious of keeping my feet on, making sure I drill my toes, and then, yeah, it looks quite consistent. Can't think of any real crux. Maybe coming over the head wall is a bit hard, but yeah, let's see how it goes. You should always be trying to save energy and climb efficiently. Here I'm making sure to keep my feet on and keep engaged. You should always look for opportunities to have straight arms and hang on your skeleton. Not having to engage too much, this clip's a pretty good example. When you have to commit, even in a small way, it's important that you give it 100%. Whenever you commit to a move, you just have to give it everything to give yourself the best chance of sticking it. Nice straight arm again. You obviously need some core here to maintain the position on a steep section of wall, but I'm trying to engage as little as possible. I felt fine here, but to be honest, it wasn't the best clipping position. This would have been such a better place to clip. I obviously didn't know that 10 seconds ago. If repeating this route, I would 100% choose to clip from the high position. But this is why, obviously, red pointing is way easier than onsighting. This was a harder move, pulling on the left hand to hit the crimp with the right. I read it as a crux, and in a competition this would definitely cause some separation. that was a solid onsight. The last move was quite hard, committing, so I'm happy I went for it. Middle climbed quite steadily, I climbed it well. I thought going over the head wall was hard, which it was, but yeah, I'm happy with how I climbed it. It was a nice power endurance route. I think grade 8C is probably right. Yeah, 8C seems right. I mean, I'll be able to compare it with the harder ones once I try them, but right now that seems okay. Pretty psyched, I still got all my lives left. Would have been a bit gutting to lose a life on the easiest route because then I have less for the harder ones. But yeah, that's a good start. I really want to onsight the 9A, and I'm training hard at the minute, so I'm a little bit tired. Got to get those excuses in. But next, I'm gonna try the purple 9A. I thought that would be the best plan of attack, is to try the easiest one first, then the hardest one, and then the middle one after that. So I have more energy for the hardest one. So that's the plan. So next is the purple, the hardest route in here, the 9A. I'll sort of go by feel to see how long I'm gonna give it before I try the next route. I think maybe 45 minutes is about a good amount of time for me to fully recover. There's like a difference between being like not pumped and actually recovered. So I reckon like 10 minutes, then I'm like not pumped anymore and I'm fine. But like 45 minutes is like the amount of time I need to be like fully recovered again. Time for the 9A, recharged. So I'm just about to get on the 9A. To be honest, on the last route I felt a little bit powered out. I've been training pretty hard recently, but it's all part of it. It's good to fight through that pump, but this route looks very powerful. It's on the super holds, so I'm gonna have to climb really well, efficiently, keep my feet on, and just execute like I know I can. So that's what I'm gonna try and do and keep positive. I've still got 3 lives left, so if I fall, I can regroup, get back on it, and I'll still easily be able to complete this challenge, hopefully. So yeah, it's not over. Similar thing applies here, moving well and keeping feet on to try and save energy. Some pretty 3D climbing here. I was happy with how I climbed. Ah, I into the pockets. I just missed the right hand there. Climbing. This move was pretty wild, with no left foot to land, and I was pretty psyched to stick it first try after pulling straight back on. That was a pretty good effort. The last move on that feels crazy. I'm still happy I got it straight after I pulled on, but because the last move was pretty big. But I climbed it pretty well. The move I fell off was quite hard. Maybe I could have dropped the knee more, but it was a good first attempt. Happy with how I climbed the rest of it. There's a few weird moves in there, but overall, yeah, that was a solid effort. I lost one life. Now I can rest and then hopefully be able to onsight the AC+. I climbed pretty well through the middle. There were some powerful moves up there, but I was able to like get my heels in, rest well, and manage my way through it. There was quite a hard move just over the lip where you go right hand and then bump again to a right hand into the volume. That was quite a hard move. Happy to get that. But otherwise, yeah, it was a good onsight attempt. I hope after I finish this little exercise, I'll come back and be able to send it. But to be honest, the last move feels really hard from the ground. Grade, maybe AC+. It's quite hard to grade again. The wall's not short, but it's definitely not long. So for it to be hard, it has to be like really like powerful and short. But I'd say AC+ for that. All right, I'm now moving on to the AC+. I've lost one life so far. This one, to be honest, it looks a bit easier than the last ones. I know it can be deceptive, but the holes look quite juggy. So I don't know what to expect when I pull on it, but I'm gonna try and climb it quickly and confidently. Doesn't really look like there's a defined crux. The top looks a bit weird. It just seems like there's a lot of holds up there, which is a bit strange, but I think it's more one of those which makes sense when you get there. So yeah, let's go. Let's try not to lose another life. This route already feels slower to climb with harder positions to find. I'm not sure how I feel about climbing on stalactites, but this was definitely the first time in a while. It always feels a bit unnerving. Because this route clearly wasn't long enough, I decided to down climb a little. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing here, to be honest. Useful foot pop there. That happened because it's not weighted properly and I'm having to fight. I was right before the route. There's a lot of holds up here and none of them were very good. This part of the route wasn't climbing like I read it and I was trying pretty much everything to stay on the wall. It was obviously not the best route reading for me from the ground. I should have picked a sequence and committed to it. But sometimes you're up there, you're fighting, you're pumped, and you just gotta try and figure out a way to get up it. Jesus Christ. The onsite attempt goes and now only one life left. This was such an awkward sequence and I couldn't find the position. I've got no more lives left, so I pulled on a little lower to try and link the final section on my last try. Just finished, that was the last one. That wasn't the best. I kind of messed up the sequence a bit. at the top. There's a lot of holes up there and it was quite hard to read through them, a lot of feet options, but I didn't quite make the best use of it, which is frustrating, but it's a sequencey route, so I'm going to get back on it afterwards and try. I think I still did it just within the 3 lives, so I completed the challenge, but I'm not fully satisfied, so I'm going to get back on it, see if I can do it, but for 3 onsights, that was a good effort. I got very close to doing the 9A, not so close to that one, even though I think the route was actually a little bit easier. Just some beta mistakes, and I flashed the 8C, which I'm pretty happy with. But yeah, that's the end of the challenge, and a bit disappointed with the last one, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. It's good training. That's the session done. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Slightly different to what I usually do in my training, but nice to spice it up a little bit. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this in the future with some of my normal training. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed.